Yeah, really, really pleased with the outcome of the game. I did not think we played particularly well, and a lot of that credit goes to Wright State. I'm pleased that we were able to find a way to win a gritty, grimy, ugly game, whatever you want to call it. We're still a work in progress as a team to play the basketball that we're capable of playing. But again, really proud of our guys, showing some resiliency when we maybe not had our best stuff to find a way to get a big-time conference win against a really good team.
Ethan, the final couple of minutes, they hit a couple of baskets. It's 5-point game. They hit a couple of baskets to tie things up, and then hit the go-ahead free throw. Were you kind of concerned at that point after the couple of shots they made to tie the game with the momentum they had?
Yeah, Neil, I was concerned the whole game. But again, a lot of the credit of the way this game went goes to Wright State, and again, really just proud of our guys for finding a way to pull one out. These games are all going down the wire. It's going to be back and forth, like you just said. In most of these Horizon League games, that's the history of our league. That's what it tells us. So we got to be better throughout the course of the game. There's some things that we got to do much better on both sides of the ball, offensively, particularly taking care of the basketball. We have to be much better in that area. Defensively, we've got to be able to take away three-point shots, which we do at an elite level, one of the best teams in the country at doing that, but do that while also not giving up layups. And that was the whole thing defensively in the first half is, it was layups. And we got to be able to defend a three, be aggressive without being undisciplined, and be able to defend a three and not give up wide open layups.
Chris is a guy who's obviously one of the few guys on the team who's been in these kinds of Horizon League games before. He knows what to expect. I mean, did you guys, you got some big rebounds there down the stretch, also a couple of drives, scored a basket or two, made a couple of free throws as well. But, did you guys want the ball in his hands down the stretch there?
Yeah, basically every play we called down the stretch was to him, whether that was to get him in the post, get him in an isolation situation on the perimeter. Almost everything went through him late game. And he's a guy I got a lot of confidence in. He's earned the right to have the ball in his hands late game. We got to get Chris seeing the game a little bit better, okay? Eliminating those turnovers from over-dribbling, which is something we've had a lot of conversations about. But Chris is going to continue to be huge for what we do. Obviously, he's playing really well in really good start to his conference play for him.
That last possession, I can't remember if there was a timeout before, which had a couple of free throws, but what did you guys kind of want to call there, and how did that play kind of unfold for you guys?
Yeah, we went to just, we have a play that just gets us some movement and gets us into a quick hitting ball screen. We've been running it for years. And Rich just made a great read. They jumped the ball screen. He rejected it, drove the ball, and got the foul line, and credit to him for stepping up and making two big-time free throws.
Obviously you talked a little bit yesterday about just, these conference games, just one game can be the difference between, multiple places in the standings at the end of the season. To start off conference play with a win, can you just describe the significance of that?
Yeah, I think it's all of them are equally important, right? Especially the ones at home. You got to be able to defend home court. You got to win your home games. Obviously, we have a lot of respect for Wright State. I think they may have their best team they've had in a few years because not only are they good offensively, but they're very good defensively. So Coach Sargent's done a very good job developing that defensive identity with their team. And again, they were a lot to do with how we played offensively tonight.
Bison obviously came out of the game, but was able to come back into the game at some point and then came out again. What kind of did?
Yeah, he just kept cramping up. He was good to play the last possession. I just felt like he hadn't been in there for so long, and we had a team in there with maybe a little bit of defensive rhythm, so just chose to go with the other guys that have been playing.
It was just an interesting game, kind of to watch, and just kind of sloppy fundamentally. Teams throwing the ball, a couple of interesting calls, non-calls to the refs. When the game's kind of moving like that, what's the thought process as a coach and the message to the team? Things aren't going right. You might solve it.
Yeah, it's really the message that we have all the time. Do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. When you drive the ball, if you get two on the ball, pass the ball. When you drive the ball, don't jump to pass. Play off of 2 feet, right? You get a chance to make an open shot, make it, right? If you're supposed to go to offensive rebound, go offensive rebound. It's really no different. It's just in those moments you have to have incredible poise. You have to have incredible concentration and focus to just do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. And if our team is still making progress in that area, not just late game scenario, but throughout the course of the game, to just make simple, easy basketball plays and to just do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it.
Even though it looked the way it did, you guys get a surprisingly good.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, we'll get to work tomorrow. We'll clean this game up tomorrow, watch tape, get back to work on the floor to clean up, the things that we did that we need to improve on. But guys, we're going to take wins any way we can get them. They're really hard to get. We're going to enjoy it when we do it, and we're going to get back to work tomorrow to try to clean up some of the things that we need to clean up.
Ethan, I know rebounding has been something that's been a point of emphasis for you guys in the last couple of weeks. I mean, how rebounding in 39 and 23, especially getting a couple of the defensive rebounds off their misses down the stretch there. I mean, it seems like pretty much all 4 or 5 guys were in the paint on every shot. I mean, has that been something you guys really talked about? Yeah,
outside of winning the game, that's the biggest positive from the game as we dominated the glass. Again, we try to identify all the time areas where we need to improve. Turning the ball over offensively, as I've said many times already, and offensive rebounding are 2 of the biggest areas of improvement for our team on the offensive end of the floor. And on the flip side, defensive rebounding is one of the biggest areas of improvement for our defense. So to come out here and have a game where we really go out and execute our rebounding principles was really a positive for us.
Coach, you guys have been in some really great games. I mean, all year. I mean, you start off with Pitt, Grand Canyon, St. Bonaventure. Do you think that prepared you well for what you saw here tonight?
Yeah, that, and I think we got an experienced team. We've got a lot of guys that's been in these types of situations, whether it's Horizon League games or not. We've got a lot of older guys who've been in a lot of game scenarios like that.
Anything else? All right, thanks.
Thank